Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK bringing you back another YouTube video. So we're going to jump straight in today with the DXY. As we know in looking at crypto, the DXY is often inversely correlated to crypto because when people are selling the dollar or the dollar strength is weakening, people are often rotating out of the dollar into other assets, whether that's gold, equities, or crypto in this instance. So they're either becoming risk on or risk off. The dollar is measured by other currencies, and basically a basket of how well the dollar's performing against other currencies, but when it's coming down, it normally means there's more liquidity in the system, or more liquidity is being pushed into the system, and therefore assets can go up, and that's why we see an inverse correlation often between the dollar and other assets. And if we want to just check that, just to show you that I'm not talking absolute rubbish, if we go on the same percentage scale with Bitcoin, maybe we need to go on a different price scale. Let's get rid of that. Let's just add Bitcoin as new price scale. There you go. Look, pretty much you can see as the DXY like comes down, Bitcoin goes. That's not a very good example, is it? But as the DXY goes up, Bitcoin's bottoming out. This is back in like September 23. DXY is going up, Bitcoin's bottoming out. As DXY comes down, Bitcoin starts to go on its run. Yes, the DXY does pick up, and then they're both sort of chopping. But then the DXY has dropped recently, and Bitcoin's dropped too. But now we would hopefully see Bitcoin pick up its next leg, because what we can see is the DXY took a while to come down before Bitcoin really started to kick up. So maybe, let's get on the daily time frame, it's probably a bit more obvious in the daily. But maybe Bitcoin's moves just lagging a little on the DXY, and the top of the DXY came here, which is the 21st of September 22, and the bottom of Bitcoin came in November, and Bitcoin didn't really pick up until January of 23, and the DXY had done most of its move down by that time. So maybe we've got like a bit of a grace period, for example, there to when the Bitcoin moved. That's like 71 days from when the DXY topped to when Bitcoin moved. Where would that put us now if we were following something similar in terms of the recent high? 71 days, we might not move all the way. I've been saying October, it might not be all the way until early October that we start to see a big push there from Bitcoin following this drop. But let's see, these things can change very quickly and very easily. One of the reasons why the DXY has been dropping is because of the yen gaining strength, which has like started to unravel equities, and in turn obviously push the DXY down. And if crypto's correlated to equities, like obviously the equities have been pumping again recently, but it did unravel them pretty quickly, and maybe that shock has passed more quickly over into crypto than anything else. So let's quickly just check on that. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is the day that the yen carry trade started to unravel and the yen started to gain strength. We saw a big drop from 553 down to 511 there in equities. So what is my point? Basically, I think that the DXY is coming down and we're at the bottom of a range, and I said that when we're at the bottom of the range I thought we were going to bounce, and now I actually do think that while we're at the bottom of this range and reading what I've been reading about economics and Arthur Hayes' articles, I do think it's possible the DXY drops further, because to be honest, on a short-term time frame we've got a bearish divergence forming here on the 4-hour right at the bottom of the range. Yes, we were massively oversold. We have had this little bounce. Could we continue to bounce a little bit further? Maybe up to 102. That's a big push, but it's possible on the daily time frame. If we look at this this sort of pattern here for the DXY, you can say that the RSI is downtrending. Is it going to bounce out of there? Is it going to break out soon? I don't know, but if you look then on the 4-hourly, actually looks there's a bearish divergence, as we've got a higher high just on the RSI here. It's slightly higher high here, so let me just, not quite drawn that accurately, but it is a slightly higher high. If we zoom in, we can see, look, hang on, let's get that accurate. We can see that it's just edging over this horizontal line. We're just edging over it now, ever so slightly. Look, hang on, ever so slightly edging over. So we are setting a higher high now, whilst price action, this is from this high here, price action is setting a significantly lower high. So even if this continues to go a little bit higher, like let's say even to there, that RSI will be much clearer in a bearish divergence there. It could come up into this range and price will have set a lower high while the RSI is setting a higher high, and that's a bearish divergence. If we just look, literally price sets a higher high, oscillator sets a lower high, so that would be a sell there. in terms of technically. And that means that at some point soon, crypto is going to be a buy if it isn't already. We've seen Bitcoin drop and flush out liquidity. If we look at Bitcoin now, it seems to be popping up actually just as we speak. We're 2.5% up right now, which is nice to see. Trader speculation, including Credible Crypto, is thinking that we come up to 66 sort of areas to 67, 68, before then coming down to set a final low and coming out of this range. Anything's possible throughout September, in my opinion, but into October, I think we start to look very good, at least on the macro levels. We've got liquidity above us at 65, we've got liquidity at 66, 67, and we've got liquidity below us at 53, but also at 55. So they're the areas to watch. Can Bitcoin and crypto gain some strength and start to push these areas? That's the question we're looking for. There could be a short squeeze on the cards, as right now on the hourly time frame, look, funding is negative and open interest is starting to tick up again. So that is something to be watching as well. So as open interest ticks up and funding stays negative, there's probably more shorts than longs in the market. So if we get a push up in the market, it could lead to some aggressive price action. That's what I've been watching out for. Obviously on the 4 hourly now, Bitcoin is turning bullish. ETH is also something that I've been watching as well, looking pretty good on the 4 hourly. A nice little back test into this open candle here. We did come down and test that, found some support there, and now we're looking to head on higher. I personally believe the bottom isn't far away, or wasn't far away when Bitcoin's down at this level 57. Yes, we could come down to 55, but from there, let's say, what, 5-10%? I reckon we're within 10% of a bottom here for Bitcoin. I think worst case, we come down to that 51. We could sweep that liquidity below. Is it my base case? No. Is it possible? Yes, but I would, if I was a betting man, I would say we were within 5-10% of a bottom if we haven't already seen it. Looking at XRP, we're still waiting for this price action to play out that we talked about yesterday. XRP has just been basically consolidating in this range. We're just going to take the drawings off for now. Not really too much has happened since July, to be honest. Yes, we had this dip down. We jumped back out of there after the remedies decision came. And we've just been stuck basically between 63 cent and 54 cent for the majority of that time. Accumulating, in my opinion, before we start to see the next leg of this move for XRP. I think that it will come when the market starts to break out, and when things start to push past their recent highs. That's when the XRP chart's really going to get going, in my opinion. If we have a look at XRP versus Bitcoin, XRP versus ETH, they've been pretty interesting. Let me just take this off. This is against Bitcoin. We were in this descending wedge. We broke out. We've not managed to gain that strength to continue yet. Let's have a look on the daily and the hourly time frame to see if we can see anything different. Now, it looks like we are losing some strength against Bitcoin, but this is fine. As I said, I wanted Bitcoin market cap to expand and Bitcoin price to go up. It gives us more momentum and more pressure for XRP when we start to actually get that move up. In terms of the daily, it's still pretty similar. And the weekly, I presume we're just below the oversold area. No, we're actually just above the 50, which is pretty good. That means we're back bullish now. Anything above 50 on the RSI is bullish. We are outperforming this week as it stands, and we have been for a while, so let's see if this continues. Looking against Ethereum, pretty similar structure, apart from we're nearly up in the oversold area against Ethereum. We're going to look on the 4 hour and the daily now. The 4 hour, look, we've been fighting this resistance, and what I've circled is that we've made lower highs, higher high. We've made higher lows all the way up here. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Sorry, I'm a bit tired because it just came up a live stream. Higher low, higher low. Can we make a higher low here and then push on higher for XRP after really battling with this resistance? Or are we going to touch this resistance, break some structure and come back down again before moving on higher? I would hope that we do break this weekly close and we do start to set a higher low soon. If we look on the daily time frame, we are losing some momentum here on the daily time frame, but let's just keep our eye on this. Nothing's changed yet. Often you see pullbacks into open bodied candles before continuation. So let's see if we get that there for our XRP lovers out there, including myself. I'm massively weighted into XRP. So let's hope we have some good outperformance now for XRP over the next few days. If we start to break above the 60 cent level, I think we're a bit like a coiled spring in XRP. I'm going to take us to another chart that makes it more obvious. This is the level that we need to be breaking above where these wicks are here. We start to get that price break above this sort of area, closes above this 64 cent, but really above 62, then we're starting to send it. when we get above there, in my opinion. That's going to show a real big sign of strength if we can start to break these levels and get closes above that 64. Something that we haven't really managed to do. Look, if we go all the way back, we haven't spent much time above 64 cent for quite a while. This is a year ago, so the amount of times we've closed a daily candle above 64 cent to below it is significantly lower. Significantly lower. I'd say like 5% of the time we've been closing above, and obviously 95 below. So if we start to close above, we are breaking market structure, and that's hopefully where we can start to see us push on higher. So guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do share it with a friend, and subscribe if you don't already. It really helps me out, and I appreciate every single one of you tuned in. Thank you to whoever tuned in the live as well. If you've got any comments, please do let me know in the comment section. And I'd love to interact with you guys whenever you have any questions for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Peace up, 8 down, script inside UK would say.